All right. Well, Jake, man, happy Friday. Just how are things? How's it going?
Good, man. Just working hard in camp, and that's about it. Just super focus.
All right. Glad to hear it. I mean, I'm sure you get more and more excited as it gets closer, or is it more of a nerves thing for you?
No, I get more excited because camp is the hard part and the fight is the fun part. So I get more and more excited as the days come, especially right now, especially this camp, but just with my whole new team, I feel more prepared than ever. So I'm just excited for fight night.
Yeah, man, definitely very excited for it as well. And all right, I want to get the hard hitting question right out of the way, man. I got to know, do you miss the Vine days?
A bit, I guess. Yeah, like, I miss Vine in general. I guess TikTok is the new Vine, but Vine just had this amazing culture and community, and it was so much fun always like creating, and that's where everything started. So I definitely reminisce on those days, and wish we could maybe bring Vine back for a year or something like that.
Give it a revive it a little bit, yeah. But yeah, man, it's been crazy watching your career from entertainment. Like that was when I first saw you was on Vine, and then now seeing you in boxing and doing your thing, man, it's been pretty cool. And I'm curious, like having had so many fights now at this point, which fight would you say that you noticed people started to kind of come around you and maybe take you seriously, if you think they have yet?
Yeah, I think probably Tyron Woodley. Like when I fought him. And then especially when I knocked him out, and then definitely like moving into Anderson Silva, I think people started to see then like how serious I took it. Um, but I still don't think people really know, and I still think I have a lot to prove, and I haven't necessarily showed what I'm capable of yet in the ring. And I think this is going to be the performance where I'm able to do that. Um, So I'm excited, and I still have a long journey and a long way to go in this sport.
Yeah, man. And you mentioned the training off the top. Like, just how has that been overall up until this point now? And I'm curious, with the extension of these two extra rounds, has that made you change anything or made it different in the past couple of days? Because what, it was made official just this week, right?
Yeah, so the fight's officially 10 rounds. And basically all I did was start drinking more Celsius. No. But we
Understandable.
have been yeah, we have been training harder. And the strength and conditioning has been stepped up, more running, more rounds, more punching, more boxing. And I already feel in such better shape than I ever have in this sport. And so to me, the 10 rounds is exciting. And oddly enough, like I start to get warmed up a little bit more as the rounds go on. And you even see that in the Tommy fight where he kind of started and took some of the early rounds. And then I started to figure him out and then was able to drop him in the eighth. The same thing with Anderson Silva, drop him in the eighth. So I'm actually almost better as the rounds go on. So I think this is actually an advantage for me, and I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. And going forward, does it feel like you have to stick with 10 rounds now? Like, can you go back? I mean, obviously, think about this fight first, but will that be weird if you were to go back now?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But I think that's also dependent on my opponent because I already asked KSI to do 10 rounds and he declined it. So, moving forward, it's really going to be on my opponent. I'm down, like I'm a fighter at the end of the day, and I'm going to keep on fighting no matter how many rounds there are.
Yeah, man, of course. And obviously, you mentioned Celsius. You got the can right there. And I'm not just saying this because we got Celsius here in the picture, and of course, but not a big energy drink guy. But Celsius is a great one, and I actually have really enjoyed the flavors I've tried so far and all. And so it's cool to see you partnering with them. And I'm just curious, like, how did this come to be? Obviously, you're a businessman as well as an entertainer and all that type of stuff. But how did this? Where did this come from? I guess.
Yeah, no, so many good flavors, but it was an organic relationship. I had always drank Celsius since they were first around in stores, and I happened to meet the CEO at Poppy Steak, and we were having like dinner at two different tables, and we kind of like hit it off, and we started hanging out, and I thought he was really cool. I think he thought I was cool, and we talked about a potential, almost knocked the Zoom, potential sponsorship and working together. And we had a similar vision, and so it's been really cool because they've let me be creative and bring my expertise and my social and the things I know about promoting and marketing to the table. And so far, it's been amazing to work with Celsius.
Does it make it a little bit more special when you do these types of partnerships and get these sponsors from, products that you were already enjoying or liked beforehand?
Yeah, it's sort of like a childhood dream come true, and you see like all these very big brands, or it's crazy that you use something every day and then all of a sudden you're able to work with them. It doesn't make any sense. So it's cool, um and it makes it more organic as well. And I think people really see that and feel that, and it makes the story better. I'm not just partnering with some random product because they gave me money. It's like, no, I've actually been a fan of this,
Right.
and I want more people to be fans of Celsius.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, it's a pretty good one, and doesn't taste very energy drinkish too, which I think kind of helps it out. But any flavor ideas that you got, you can share with us. Of course, I'm sure that's secret kind of stuff, but new things you're maybe hoping to get working on.
We're working on a couple little secrets. There might be a there might be a little problem child
Hmm.
exclusive flavor. It's going to be pretty hard to get though. That's what the rumor is. But yeah, we're working on some things behind the scenes.
Awesome, man. Definitely looking forward to it. And so, another hard question for you, Jake. But is it better than Prime? Would you say?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. But hey, don't get no one get mad at me. I don't want any beef.
Yeah, no, I'm starting stuff. But, all right, as for the match coming up, though, Jake, like obviously Nate Diaz, a very notable guy, and making his debut against you here. But I'm curious, amongst all the guys you fought so far, like where are you kind of ranking Nate? In terms of difficulty and then fight magnitude, because those can be kind of different things, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess he's probably like just as tough as Tyron and has that durability and that stamina. Um, and is maybe a little bit more unorthodox than Anderson, but about that same level of striking. So I would say he's right up there with Anderson and Tyron, and can probably potentially be a better boxer than both of them just because of his experience working with um, Andre Ward, and growing up with Andre Ward and sparring him throughout his career. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how good he is.
Yeah, man. And would you say that one of your past opponents kind of, getting to go against them helped you be more prepared for this one? I mean, obviously Anderson might be the guy that sticks out just because he's the most experienced guy you've fought. But in terms of preparing you, I guess, for the style and having gone through that experience yourself against somebody.
Well, definitely Anderson because he's a southpaw, and when you first start fighting southpaws, it's like a completely different sport. You kind of have to like relearn everything and do the 1,000 repetitions. So definitely having beat Anderson and beat a southpaw gives me more confidence going into this fight.
Yeah, and speaking of Silva, man, he mentioned this week that you guys have gotten started on what the union type stuff or working together to help out fighters. I mean, what kind of status are we at with that? Is he fibbing or is this true?
No, I mean this is true. Like we've been working nonstop on it behind the scenes. It's just, how do I say this? Damn near impossible to figure this one out. It's very
Yeah.
difficult, very very difficult, and we're not shying away because of that. Um, but it takes a lot of people, a lot of brains, a lot of money that we are funding. Um, so, and a lot of time, a lot of thought. So, really, we've been chugging along this whole entire time behind the scenes and making slow progress more and more every single day. But definitely, this is a big 3 4 year thing. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
So, we've been working and fingers crossed, man. I think it's going to be great for the combat sports world in general, and sort of change the history of fighters being treated terribly
Mhm.
and not having health insurance, being underpaid. Like the list goes on and on and on. So hopefully that's something that we can fix in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and like, how much time are you actually able to like put into, I guess, everything, man? Because you got your hand in so many cookie jars, right? Doing so much, the Celsius, the fighting yourself, and podcasting, all these different things, man. Like, I'm sure you obviously enjoy being that busy and whatnot, but is it hard to kind of split up the time sometimes?
It is. It is. You have to be a maniac, honestly, and that's what I am, I guess. But definitely contribute and owe it all to my team as well. I think with the internal and external team, there's like, I don't even know how many people, but like 30, 40 people maybe. So that definitely helps, and they can alleviate a lot of the things that I don't need to be focused on. And I come in um, when they need me and show up. And that has worked really, really well. But obviously, boxing has the number one priority. And I tell everyone that because at the end of the day, my life is on the line when I get into the ring. So that always takes precedent over everything.
Yeah, the life's pretty important. You need that to make all the other stuff work out. So I hear you there, man.
Yes.
But all right, Jake, don't want to keep you too much longer, man. I've been great getting to chat with you. So last thing I'll leave you with is, obviously said really the focus is boxing and do it for, as long as you kind of can, I guess. But I mean, when you think about that, like how long do you actually foresee that journey being? Like once you reach all these goals that you have in mind right now, you think that would be the moment, or are you going to continue to create some? Like, just how, I guess, long can you imagine like this journey going on for you in boxing?
Well, I think it's 3 years or so, but I think that's the time I'll need to be able to have the skills and the repetition to become world champion, and that's my ultimate goal. And I know I can do it.
All right, man. Of course, yeah. Got to get that gold. So, first Nate Diaz, and it's going to be a good one over in Texas. So, looking forward to it, Jake. And I wish you the best of luck. Hope training camp goes smoothly from here on out and all that stuff. So, appreciate the time, man.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I'll see you.